Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another BTNeanderthal video. Today we're going to be talking about the Dream Paladin, dude. Almost forgot what character we were playing for a second. I'm like, wait, what is this again? So we're going to start off with a little showcase here of the Dream Paladin. Now, this is hardcore. This is my hardcore setup and builds. I absolutely love this character. It just doesn't die, basically, which is awesome. Which is what you want on hardcore, right? As long as you are running physical, or as long as you're not, like, coming across physical and light immune monsters, you're okay. You're gonna kill everything. This is mostly my Uber farmer. I actually never tried declone this character, but I've heard that you can do it with the declone. I didn't really feel like risking my character, and I stopped playing hardcore, so I switched to softcore at the time. But yeah, see, even these guys are light immune. Most of my damage is lightning, but I can still kill them because I'm doing a bunch of physical damage still. It just sucks when they're physical and lightning. That's when it's like, okay. It's gonna take a million years to kill them from random types of damage that I have on my character. I wish there was souls actually here, because souls actually heal me with this setup. And dulls, if I have the right belt on, String of Ears, those actually, I can pretty much face tank as long as there's not like 20 dulls. And I kill them all at the same time. Maybe there'll be dulls on the throne, let's see. Come on, dulls. Souls and dulls. Give me souls and dulls. Oh, game server resetting. 25 minutes. Chat, we have to quickly show this build off for 25 minutes. Come on, dulls. Dang. Okay, Death Lords. Okay, well, we didn't get souls and dulls, but you have to take my word for it. Pretty much face tank it. Also, you could put 1 point of vengeance for Fizz and lightning immunes and melt them down too. That is actually true. That's a good point. I didn't actually do that. These build guides are based off of characters that I've played. This one's level 91 on hardcore. And characters that I have experience with. So, and have the gear with right now. Like some of these characters, you know, I didn't start off with like this character as a Dream Pally. You know, I started off with Holy Bolt actually. I played Holy Bolt. And a little bit of Fist of Heavens, but I preferred the Holy Bolt mostly as my main skill. Anyways. So, we did a little bit of showcase. This does really good in Ubers, but I never tried it in Declone. I already said that. But, yeah, let's go over gear now. So, I have a lightsaber. And lightsaber is really good because of a couple things. We have Light Absorb, which is good for like fighting Diablo and Uber Tristram. Also, it has increased attack speed on it. 72 IAS is the Zeal breakpoint for this character, and that's what we want to heal. So we have 2 shells in there, which adds 40 IAS, and then we have a Splash IAS jewel in there, which will get us to 75 with lightsaber. So, and then the rest are just facets. So the plus lightning damage actually helps here more than the minus lightning, because we have conviction. Conviction is maxed out, and we have a level 24, which is minus 145 elemental resist. So with that being said, the plus lightning actually does more than the minus. We also have Dream, obviously, and another Dream here. Sacred Targe and Dream Helmet. You could, I guess, go with like a Bone Visage is probably the most defense, but you know, I want one that looks cool. I like this one, so that one looks cool. Ravenfrost, for obvious reasons, cannot be frozen. Attack rating helps as well in this build. We have Metal Grid, which is why we're using Metal Grid, because it has attack rating, and we use Dwarf Star. You could use other things, but Fire Absorb's kind of cool. Life is kind of cool. MDR is helpful. We also have String of Ears, you know, and T-Gods. Like, depending on what you're fighting. If you're fighting, like, Diablo or Souls, you want T-Gods on. If you're fighting, you know, something that's not so much lightning damage, you want String of Ears on for the Leech. We also have Shaft Stop with a Soul Rune in it for a ton of physical damage reduction. You could definitely get 4 sockets if you wanted on Path of Diablo. And put other things in there, whatever you wanted, but maybe more facets, I guess, would probably be more damage. But, you know, Sol Rune for the flat damage. Gores, we have Lightning Res Gores here, kind of cool, but, you know, Gores are awesome. Then we have Drax for Life Tap, Life Steal, because Drax. Drax because Drax. Drax is amazing. And we already talked about the Dream here. Also, I guess I should just mention this, but like Paladins have like, you know, shields that give you a bunch of res. If you, like 99% of the player population already know this, but try to get as high of a res as you can with your shield before you try to put a jaw rune in it. You know what I mean? So, anyways. We got Call to Arms and Spirit on swap. Just because +2 skills. And +1 skill gives us more battle orders. Again, battle orders is not required. Like, you don't need battle orders. It just helps a little bit. Like, you get a little extra life. You can do Ubers. I can do Ubers with this character, with or without BO. But yeah. So, CTA is it's the last thought, dude. You don't have to think about that very much. Some of you guys probably already know how to do this, but I'm just going to show it real quick. But when I'm about to do an Ubers run, this is what happens. So I check here, I put on Treachery. I'm watching this, waiting for it to turn blue. I want to be taking damage. There's a 5% chance that you get faded. And that'll add 15% DR, specifically because the level of fade is equal to the amount of percent damage reduction. So if it was level 16 fade, get 16% damage reduction. I also, you know, BO like we did. We just faded, so I don't need to be in the fire anymore. We enchant for extra AR because this character does use AR. Now, Smiter would be cheaper than this build, but, you know, Zeal is awesome with splash damage. And Dream Pally is just, it's cool. I really like it. But you could go Smite, but we're not talking about a Smiter. Yeah, and then I use Medusa's Gaze for the Shiver armor, just because you can. You don't have to do it, but I had it, so might as well. Also, you can use Holy Thunder, but you can actually teleport with Dashing Strike skill. And we'll talk about that actually right now. We don't have a Merc, by the way. If we did want a Merc, well, maybe I actually do have a Merc. But if we did want a Merc for mapping or something, maybe like a Might Merc, Lawbringer, I guess, maybe, I don't know. But that would be the Merc, I guess. And then maybe Treachery or something for more procs on Decrep. So yeah. Back to the skills and teleporting thing that I was talking about. So we max out resistance, resist lightning here. You get an additional 5 maximum light resist. So once you max this out, you get 5 additional max light resist, which really helps against Uber Diablo. Inside Tristram. And we put 1 point into Salvation. Wait, no. This build, you put 20 points in Salvation. I was thinking Smiter for a second. Because... where is it? We put in points for synergies here. So Holy Shock benefits from Resist Lightning and Salvation. So that's another reason why we actually put in points into Resist Lightning, because more damage. And more damage here. So... we max these two out. As far as everything here on the offensive page. We just want to get to conviction and then just max conviction out when you can. Now, doing Ubers. Okay, this is very important, especially if you're a hardcore player, if you don't know this already for some reason. Conviction from Mephisto in the Ubers is level 20. What you want to do is you want to have a level 21 conviction aura. So you can get an offensive skiller, maybe, in your inventory to get yourself to 21. And what that'll do is it'll override Mephisto's conviction level, so that way it's not effective anymore. That way you don't have to worry about overstacking res that much. You just have to worry about your conviction level. Crap, my voice is dying, chat. What else do I want to show? Combat skills. We have 1 point in dashing strike. I'll show you how that works in a second. We got Zeal maxed out. And we got, 1 point dashing strike, and then I believe we just dump Holy Shield. So after this is maxed, and Salvation's maxed, and Conviction's maxed, as well as Zeal, we dump Holy Shield. And we do that 1 point dashing strike for movement. I'll show you this. So, say I get myself stuck or something, right? We need like a... Okay, say I get myself stuck. I can just teleport onto them. And this has a 5-second cooldown. But like... when you teleport onto a guy, it actually stuns them. So, it can help you get into situations, it can help you get out of situations. But I believe it works like Dragonflight, so you actually need like line of sight. You can't just teleport over a wall. Unless you see a target. I guess maybe if you name lock, but I'm not like, whatever. Before I, take this combat shrine, that's something else I should mention. I have 8.8k attack rating. You can definitely get more. You can use Angelic instead of Dwarf Star. You can go Angelic here and Angelic here, and it'll give you a lot more attack rating to fight against bosses. Level does matter. It makes it a little bit easier to actually hit the bosses. So you definitely want some levels with this build as well. So we have 14k, by the way, Zeal damage with the Holy Shock. But look at that, we go up to 38k with combat shrines. So this is actually not a bad idea if it's your first character of the ladder for Uber fighting, or your Ubers or whatever. You can look for a combat shrine, and that'll help your Zeal attack rating quite a bit. So you can always look to that. I don't need it, I actually don't use it, but it can help. It'll give you more life leech because you're hitting more, and it'll give you more crushing blow. It'll just, everything is good. As far as, we talked about the skills already. We talked about the merc, the non-existent merc now. Let's talk about the stats. So, as always, strength. Just enough to wear your armor. Or your gear, rather. And then, I actually go max block here on this build. Like, you're a paladin, so you pretty much always go max block. It's very easy for you to hit, especially with the Sacred Targe. Because that's, like, the best for, best, like, base, if you're just gonna put a rune word in there, to get the most block per point with dexterity. So it's the cheapest. Vitality, we just like dump that. That's everything else, and we don't put anything into energy. So yeah, enough to wear your gear, enough for max block, and then just dump vitality. You just want as much life as you can get. And then as far as charms, I don't think I talked about the charms yet. Torch Annie, it's pretty normal. Like, and then max damage can help. Life is also good. Again, this is a hardcore build, so I'm just trying to max my res, trying to get more life. This charm could definitely be replaced and be better, but yeah, so life and res is really good. Max damage is okay. It's not that big a deal, like I said, because most of your damage is actually coming from lightning due to Holy Shock and Conviction. So, yeah, anyways. Thank you all for stopping in and hanging out. This is a character I actually really enjoyed, and I hope you guys do as well. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. But again, these build guides are focused around what I actually played during the ladder, and have experience with. So, subscribe, like, follow my Twitch if you haven't already, because I mostly stream on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of YouTube stuff, but I'm trying to do a little bit more here and there. Thank you all for stopping in, hanging out. I will see you later. You guys are beasts.